Okay, today we are looking at a paper to question. So this is the British Society Changed topic. And we're going to look at this question. The study source A, and the question is, why was this photograph published in 1900? So you need to, first off, remember this is not a what is the message question. It is a why this was made question. So why is going to be all about motive. It's about purpose. It's about what do they want to achieve. It's not about the kind of message that the source is about, although that can be part of it. But to achieve those full 8 marks, you need to talk about what they are wanting to get done. What is their purpose for publishing this? So let's get... Okay, so hopefully everyone by now remembers that you should always, always, always read the caption. It's no good to you if you don't read the caption. So, a photograph of people queuing to get into a London workhouse in 1900. Before I go any further, I would actually just circle workhouse and remind yourself what is the workhouse. So you could add, hopefully, plenty of things. You could say the one place for help, to the poor. Remember, there is no government help for the poor except for this workhouse. It was a very, very tough place on purpose to try to get people to not go there, to not use it, which will save the government money. To go and stay at this workhouse, you'd have to do a very, very grueling set of jobs. It could be a variety of different things depending on your gender and depending on your ability. But it's going to be grueling for anyone. And all you get for a whole day's work will be a very poor meal, usually very bad tasting gruel, and just a place to sleep. And not in the most comfortable places either. They're made very bare with hardly any facilities. Okay, it's not supposed to be a nice place. Now these are still going on in 1900 because the law hasn't changed. That law that I'm referring to, hopefully you remember, it's the 1834 Poor Law. That's what started the workhouse. Now, let's read the rest. It says, it was published in poverty, the nation's black stain. Before I even finish it, I can already tell that this book is probably not very positive about poverty. It's probably not saying, woohoo, poverty's great. Because the statement is, poverty, the nation's black stain. The way I'd like to think about it is, would you be happy having a black stain on that new clothing that you got, that new pair of trainers? Probably not. So they're saying poverty is like a stain. It's not a good thing. Poverty should be helped. We should try and get rid of it, like we would a stain. And it's by the campaigning writer George Sims. Now, he's not someone we've necessarily looked at, but we know it says here that he's a campaigning writer. So you've got to think, what do campaigners do? Well, campaigners go off and they campaign for some changes. They campaign for a goal. It's usually political, but it could be some social causes as well. And we know from our own knowledge that there are plenty of other campaigners around this time in 1900. We've got Roundtree, and we've got Booth. Booth is in London, Roundtree's in York. Now, of the two, Roundtree's probably the most famous because he comes up with the poverty line. But at 1900, both have not published their books yet, but their investigations are known. They've been doing it for many years. Now, that should be enough knowledge for you to add into a question. Now, it is an 8-mark question about why this was published in 1900. So, if you told me about the message and you got the right main message, you won't get more than 5 marks. Still better than nothing. That still gets you at least a C, which is great. But that's not the question. If the question was, what is the main message, then that's all about criticizing or supporting something. That's always what the main message is about. That the photo is either criticizing something or someone, or supporting something or someone. And if you did that, then you could get 5 out of 8 marks. Now, what is the message of this source? The message is that it's criticizing the 1834 Poor Law. It doesn't say it's a good thing. The way the poor are treated is a stain. It's a stain on society. It's clearly criticism. But that's the main message. It is not the purpose. For purpose, you've got to think, what are they hoping will change because of this photo, because of their campaign? So it could be a variety of things. You could say that it's to put pressure on government, on society, people in general, to provide more help. Real help that can make a difference. You could go much further into this, of course. You could always say stuff about the audience. So who would this actually target? It's in a book, so it's really just the middle class and the rich that are going to have access to it. But those are the people that actually will make a difference, to convince them, to put pressure on them, to try to change their minds. So there are many different things you could put for purpose. That's just one of them, about putting pressure. It could be about influencing. It could be about persuading. So hopefully that is enough information that you could then go back